The Rapsodo is probably one of the best launch monitors out right now, but who is it exactly for? That's kind of the big question. Now, there's a lot of good things to like about it, and there's not too many things to dislike about it, at least in my opinion. But there are a few things that are not for everybody. So one of the big things is, let's talk about the things that you can actually like about it. I'm gonna be very succinct with it because I don't wanna waste your time and I don't wanna waste my own. The things that are very easy to like about it is the size of it is very compact. I mean, you could put this in, basically you can put it in your pocket if you got a big enough pocket.
Are you happy to see me, or do you just have a Rapsodo in your pocket? I probably shouldn't have said that.
Right, but you can put it in your bag, you can put it in a backpack if you want to, or you can just hold it. It's kind of like carrying your cell phone to the range, or if you have a net at home, it's very simple to set up. And that's what I like about it the most. If you see my other videos, I have a launch monitor out pretty much every time I'm practicing. And it is the way that I really like to practice. And launch monitors kind of fit the way that I think. I like the numbers of it. I like golf simulators, all those kind of things. And the Rapsodo kind of accomplishes all of those. And I've had it for like a week now, and it's really good. Affordable, which I think for most people is probably the best thing. And it's also comparable to the more higher priced launch monitors, which is also very nice. The thing with that is when you're looking at launch monitors, you're probably looking at price. When you're looking and debating about which launch monitor to get, well, you're probably thinking about how accurate it is. In my testing, it's pretty accurate. Now, I don't think you can get spin rates with this unless you're using the RCT balls, which is just golf balls that have little dots on them. And I think a little bit of tracking inside to help calculate the spin rate a little bit easier. But even without that, you can pretty much use your eyes, and it gives you all the other stats that you would need at driving range, which I like to practice at. If you have a net at home, like I do, we got a $30 net off of Amazon, well then you have pretty much everything you need for a golf simulator, which is also nice. You don't need to buy one of the more expensive golf simulator products out there, but you can because they're really fun, like GS Pro. And this also works with the golf simulators, which is nice. I haven't used it with them because I have my other launch monitor, because my launch monitor will do things like putting. This one does not do putting. There are ways to go around how to get putting to work with the Rapsodo, but for the most part, if you're looking for something budget, you're just hitting into a net, play some fun golf courses, well, this is probably it. They have a ton of golf courses on the app alone, so let's talk about the app. The other best thing I like about this is the app. So the app with this is probably why it's pretty much like a 9 or 10 out of 10 for me. With my launch monitor, which is more expensive, it just gives you the numbers and the data, which is fine. That's all I really need a lot of the time. However, now with the Rapsodo, well, I can go to the range, and if I get bored of practicing the same kind of way, which I spoke about in another video, then I can play a golf course on the app, right? I can play my golf course on the app. It has some insane amount of number of courses, and I've looked up pretty much every single course around me, and they have the course on there, right? So I can practice certain types of holes, I can practice whatever I want, I can practice targeting, different areas. It can give me different tasks to work on while I'm at the range if I want to vary up my practice, which is very nice. And I don't need to bring like an iPad, I don't need to bring a laptop, anything like that. It just has it on your phone, and most likely you're gonna bring your phone with you to the driving range. So that's probably why this is probably the best launch monitor out right now, just because the app is so good and the Rapsodo was so small. You can just set it up 30 seconds and you're good to go. And that's why I like it a lot. It's not very bulky. Mine is a little bit heavier. I can even bring this on the course if I want to, set it up, and I'm not gonna slow anything down because it's just putting it down behind your ball and you're good to go. So the app is very cool. It's very small, very conspicuous if you like that kind of thing. It's lightweight, it has a lot of things going for it. It's accurate. It gives you a lot of things that you actually need. So who is this not for? I think this is probably not for people that are looking for maybe like if you're building like a high-end budget simulator in your house, this can work for it. But if you're already shelling out the big bucks, you might as well get a higher end launch monitor that maybe you could plug in through Ethernet cables and everything like that, and you could do putting with it, and it's, 100% precise, whatever it is. And the Rapsodo was good enough, but if you're gonna shell out big bucks, you could probably move up to the next budget. If you just want something to get started with and you're already gonna shell out big bucks and you're like, I want something affordable to start out with, yeah, the Rapsodo is probably the best bang for your buck in that price range. I have the Garmin, and I would say this is miles ahead of the Garmin. I stopped using the Garmin a long time ago because there's a lot of things I don't like about the Garmin. Garmin's fine, but the app on this is better than most launch monitors, because most launch monitors and simulators don't even have an app, let alone one that's good. I know we keep talking about it, but it really is that good. Look at that flop shot. Now, the other thing I think, if you're not going to ever practice, and if you don't like practicing, it's probably not for you. You probably don't need a launch monitor. I don't even know why you're watching this video. But if you do like practicing, even if you have a net set up in your backyard and you just want to chip, this is probably for you. It just helps vary up a lot of different things in your range. Sometimes I have a net set up in my backyard. Like I said, I'll go out for 15 minutes in between my work. I'll hit a few balls. I'll play a little par 3, and it's good, right? And that's all you really need throughout the day. I don't need to sit down and play 18 holes on a simulator, but it's just, with this, it's just very lightweight, so I can just walk over, start hitting some balls, and then I'm done, as opposed to setting up, you know, maybe a projector or a laptop or a TV and bulkiness and everything like that. It's just very simple. And that's why I think this is probably the best bang for your buck launch monitor out right now, at least in this price range. There's a lot of new ones coming out, but they're a little bit more expensive. And this is probably why you see it everywhere, because, well, it's really good. I'm not getting paid to say that it's really good. It's just good. So who is it for? I don't know if you didn't watch this long, and I'm putting a little chapter in this. It's for people that like to practice. If you want to start out, you know, launch monitor that is very easy, lightweight, simple. If you like to vary up or practice at the range, or if you have a net in your backyard and you don't want something bulky, cumbersome, or if you don't have the room for it, this is probably for you. If you don't like to practice, you know, if you don't really care to practice, if you don't like hitting balls into a net in your backyard or at the range, it's probably not for you. If you're building a high-end budget simulator in your home, well, then this is also probably not for you. It can be, but I would probably suggest going up to a higher range, just because it can do things like a higher end launch monitor can do things like putting. I don't know, it's just more stable, right, I guess. And the batteries are probably a lot better on those as opposed to this. Even though the battery is, I've never had a problem with the battery with this. So there's a lot of good things to like, few things to not like. And I think if you're gonna treat yourself, which I think most people should treat themselves to something this year, I think the Rapsodo is probably the thing to treat yourself to. So that's my quick review. I don't know, that's it. Bye.